Hello, here we are, winter break time. Just gonna quickly go through a few things. Obviously, there's only been one match, which was the Shrewsbury game. But yeah, a few off the field things and a few stats and things to tidy up. So yeah, I thought I might as well do a quick video while we're all missing the Premier League football on the TV. I think there was only 2 games today, so yeah, it's not much to talk about Premier League wise. Man City will be on tomorrow. So I'll probably give that one a watch. But yeah, the game that's happened since, obviously, my last video was titled 22 points clear because at the time we were, and Man City had a game in hand, which was against Tottenham away, which they actually lost 2-0. Stat-wise, they dominated really. Spurs 2-0 winners. We maintain that 22-point lead. What a gap that is! It's insane. 22 points clear in Jan/Feb. It's absolutely incredible. If that ended like that, it's the biggest gap ever. And I think it's going to be at least 22, if not more, come the end of the season. So, superb. Keep that going. Obviously, I say we're in the winter break now. You got the likes of Van Dijk, Chamberlain, Genie all over in Dubai doing some training. I've seen the likes of Alexander Arnold and Lallana in the USA, and Fabinho's in the Maldives. So yeah, it's really good to see everybody having a bit of a chill, bit of a catch up with family, refreshing, ready to come back for that. The next few fixtures, an important point of the season up until that next international break. I think it was around the end of March. So big period coming up. Obviously, speaking about Manchester City, they've got that West Ham game tomorrow. They are at home, so I think they'll be comfortable winners in that one. That's followed by 3 away games in a row for them in the Premier League. Leicester away, which is not easy. Aston Villa away, which you'd think they would win. Manchester United away, which they lost to at home, so you'd think that would be a challenge. And they've got Burnley at home, Chelsea away, and then they host us at the Etihad. So yeah, not an easy run of fixtures coming up for City. In comparison, we've got the likes of Norwich and Watford, Bournemouth, West Ham again. So yeah, it's looking good. So I did a few kind of stats just to work out. I think we know it's going to happen. I think we know we're going to win the league. It's just a matter of when. So just to work that one out, I worked out that if we win the title if we win the next 6 games. So that would be a home to Palace on the 21st of March, regardless of what Man City do. So the next 6 games, we win them, we're champions. Happy days. Obviously, a lot of people have said, do we want to go unbeaten in the whole season? Which I think, yes. But the earlier we win it, the more chance you've probably got of Klopp. Does he start to play the youngsters? Does he start to give them experience? Play the people that haven't played as much? If you have to play a certain amount of games to get a medal these days, I'm not sure. So, towards the end of the season, we've got, say, the likes of Chelsea and Arsenal. I would personally love to go unbeaten. I wouldn't do it at the expense of progressing in the Champions League. That's got to be priority number one now. Now the league's pretty much there. But yeah, we can win the title if we win our next 6 games, regardless of what Man City do. Personally, I don't think Man City are going to win every game until that point, so I think it's going to happen earlier. The most likely outcome is if we win it at Everton, which is a Monday night game at Goodison Park. So that would be pretty special to win it there. Not to obviously lift the trophy, that's the last home game of the season. But yeah, to actually be confirmed as Premier League champions at Everton would be pretty funny. That's on March 16th, and that's only going to happen if City drop 4 points between then and now. So, for example, they could draw with Leicester and United away. They would drop 4 points. Obviously, we win every game, and we would become champions on that Monday night, which would be absolutely fantastic. So that, I think, is the most likely one. Maybe not going to happen. It might be the Palace one. But yeah, City have got on a pretty good run to keep it away from us in the month of March. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, the earliest scenario, if City dropped 6 points, so they lose to Leicester and United, or they draw 3 of their games and we win them all, we could actually win the title on March the 7th at home to Bournemouth. So unlikely they're going to drop that amount of points. I think the Everton/Palace game, one of those two, I think are going to be the game where we're confirmed. It could be after that, depending on if we drop points as well. But as I say, our fixtures are pretty good, so pretty favourable in our favour, and I can't really see us not beating all those teams in the bottom 5. Everton have definitely improved under Ancelotti. It won't be an easy game there, but as I say, City have got to be perfect to keep it away from us. So I can't see them, Leicester away, United away, Chelsea away. I think they're going to. I don't think they're going to win all of those games. So we shall see. I'll leave that one there. But I'll quickly speak about the Liverpool game that's happened since my last video, which was the Shrewsbury FA Cup replay. We only won it 1-0 by an own goal, but I had it on TalkSport listening on the radio because there was no channel streaming it or showing it. So sorry. So it was good to hear and listen. Sounds like we dominated the game. We ran out deserved winners, but there was a lot of controversy. Klopp not being there, and the disrespect by the team that was put out. But we put out a team good enough to win the game. What else do you want from a club? So we're into the next round. It was great to see James Milner in attendance. Obviously, winter break for the senior pros, but he's decided to stay in and around the club. Rumours he's gone in at half time and given him a bit of a stare in team talk as well. So top professional Milner. Wouldn't expect anything less from him. He's an absolute pro, such a good role model, and I know we signed a new 2-year deal, so I don't expect him to play as much in those next 2 years. I would like to see him join the coaching staff, and I think that's more probably he's going to play here and there, and then maybe the cup competitions, but I can't see him being a massive part of the squad next season, which I'll get onto. So we're into the next round, the 5th round. We're away to Chelsea on Tuesday the 3rd of March, which will be televised. I don't think, obviously, it's not going to be the youth team because they'll just get mauled. I don't think it's going to be the first 11 either. I think it's in between a busy period, Champions League and Premier League matches in and around that time. So I would expect your likes of Shaqiri, Origi, Lovren, Matip, Adrian, Milner, Lallana, those kind of players that don't get a start every week, Minamino, in the league, to probably play in that FA Cup match. I would expect something similar from Chelsea. Obviously, they're in the Champions League as well. They're chasing for top 4, so I can't see them putting out the first 11 in the midweek FA Cup 5th round match. So we'll look forward to that one. That's not too far away. The big news, which has kind of made me do the video because there wasn't too much to talk about, is actually the fact that Adam Lallana has been confirmed that he's going to be leaving the club at the end of the season, which it's a bit of a shock, to be honest. I mean, he's if Milner's staying, you'd think Lallana would follow. He's only 31. His contract is up at the end of the season. He has an option for a further year. This time last year I would have thought, we'll get rid of him. We'll let his contract run out because he wasn't contributing. The injuries were mounting up. But this season has probably been his best season for a good few years. He came in and he started really well for us when he joined in 2014. He's played 126 times so far at the date of this video and scored 18 goals, which I think he would have hoped for more, but in and out the team, obviously with injuries and, players ahead of him basically in the natural pecking order. But yeah, I would have expected an extra year added on. He's shown an area of his game this season where he can play in that 6 as a deep line playmaker. So he's quite, he can play in a lot of different positions and he's got a lot of experience. So yeah, it's a shame to see him leaving. However, someone goes out, someone comes in. So, a lot of people saying, will we replace him, will we not? Have we used him this season? Yes. So do we need to replace him? Yes. It's not like we've had other choices. He's had to play because of injuries and matches, the amount of matches we've had. The likes of Keita has had injury problems. Milner's had injury problems and will continue to do so now at his age. Fabinho was missing for, 6, 7, 8 games. So, yeah, we need another player in that position if we're going to let him go. As I say, Milner isn't going to play as much either next season either. So, obviously, transfers, the rumour mills are going to start. I've seen a lot of funny ones this week. People saying, do we go for an Mbappe? Do we go for do we get rid of Salah? Something like that because of the age limits, but the age gap. Sorry, but for me, Salah's in his prime. Salah's one of the best players in the world. Why would you even contemplate letting him go? He's absolutely outstanding. Van Dijk is another one that's been linked with a move to Juventus, 150 mil. He's worth 500 million, and I still wouldn't sell him. So, what's it worth to you? We've won everything since he's come into the club. Why would we let him go to Juventus and let them go and have a go at winning everything as well? There's no need. There's no team bigger than Liverpool right now. We've been spoken about. The Mbappe thing doesn't go away, but the amount of money he's going to cost, I don't think he's going to be available into a couple of years' time when his contract isn't as long to go, and he's his toys are at the pram a bit at the minute, which I can understand because PSG doesn't look like a brilliantly professionally run team. It's a bit, get the superstars, go on the pitch, smash up a French team, and time the Champions League comes around, in the knockouts they always struggle because they're not used to that intensity and that level of opposition after the break between the group stage and the knockouts. They're so used to playing the likes of, all the second-rate French teams, and they can't get back up for it, which is where I think the English clubs have an advantage. They're really used to playing week in, week out, tough games. The top six this season hasn't been what you'd expect, but it just shows you the strength of, the likes of Wolves, Sheffield United, how difficult it is to get a result. Leicester at these clubs, so testament to the Premier League and the clubs in that. But yeah, I mean, if Lallana was to leave, he's more of a central player, I'd say, than a front three. A playmaker, which we have missed since Coutinho went out. Kai Havertz has been linked, a good young 20-year-old from Bayer Leverkusen, I think, in the Bundesliga, so he'd be really good. I don't think he'd cost an absolute arm and a leg because Bayer Leverkusen aren't a super club. But I think, something around 50, 60 mil, I think, bearing in mind his age and his potential. Another one is Jadon Sancho. He's probably one for the front three. People were saying, where would he play? Would he get in the team? Would you get rid of someone instead? But, look at Manchester City. They've got maybe 6 players. They've got 2 different front threes they could play in 2 different weeks. And as soon as we have a Salah or a Mane out, a Chamberlain or an Origi steps in, they do a job, but they're not world beaters. So, I'd like to see maybe assign one more person for that front three, a left-back cover, another good centre-back if we let Lovren or Matic go. And depending on what the client situation is, we're going to need a right-back as well, possibly. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But other than that, looking forward, obviously, I don't want a video to go on too long. Klopp's won the Manager of the Month again, the 5th time this season. The only month he didn't win was October when he drew with United. Every other month he's won, August, September, November, December and Jan, because he's won every game in those months. So that's fantastic. That's a new record. No manager has ever won 5 Manager of the Months in the same season, and we're only up to Jan. He could quite easily win Feb and March as well, if not April and May. So I know it's quite incredible, really. But yeah, I mean, we've got Norwich in the league when we come back from the break next weekend, and then we've got straight into the Atletico match in the Champions League away, which is huge. I'll quickly finish on the player of the season and the team of the season currently. There's been a lot of debate this week. Henderson has come to the fore. A lot of people are backing him. A lot of people are saying, why are you even having him in discussion? I did mention in my video, I think before it all came out, to be honest, that I thought Henderson deserved it based on how influential he's been this season, where he's filled in. Arguably Alisson could be up there as well. Goalies don't tend to get big awards. Van Dijk won it last year. It has not been any worse this year. But I think in England, we don't like to keep giving it to the same person. We like to refresh it. So I think Henderson's a good shout. Mane's a good shout. I think Trent could even be in with an outside chance. But yeah, I think he's more going to be the young player of the year. So I'll leave it there for now. That's pretty much it from me. And yeah, I doubt much will happen until after the Norwich game now. So I'll speak to you then.